But it was.
In fact, can I have another one of these? Because I'm going to go through this.
No, and I know why, because we have someone in common.
Yeah.
Al Alvarado.
Why do I know that name?
Speech therapist?
Oh, yes.
Same guy.
I didn't know he told me this.
Yeah, well, he got me to this.
I left his office and promptly forgot everything.
Yeah. I had 2 nodule surgeries.
Yeah.
From screaming at audiences.
All right, they said, leave it alone. It was a callus. I think I'm surprised to say he had a callus on his vocal cords. That's just a wonderful thing to know about yourself.
Good thing the balls thing cleared up.
Yeah, right.
No, as I was saying, I mean, I didn't know what I was going to do and how, in terms of...
Yes, you're right out of the box.
You have no fucking idea who you are when you're 19 anyway.
Yeah, of course.
But I knew what I liked, and getting to actually meet and be encouraged by what you liked was a great boon. And then during the shit years, when I was starving to death living in Boston, it was always there. It was just like, well...
Yeah, that's good.
At first I thought it was really funny. It was really...
That's good. Yeah,
cool,
you need those things. If it's not that, it's the last good show.
Right.
When they suck, you say, wow, those people on Friday, they knew.
That's right.
Who was the guy from Boston? One of the comics was there when Goldthwait was still banging around in there, and Sweeney. And he did a thing. He was an Irish guy.
From Boston?
He didn't do comedy. I'm not going to know his name if I hear it. But he would say, electricity.
I know who you're talking about.
Electricity. So he was there when I moved here. I just thought that was such a wonderful... And everything he did had a...
And he had sort of a rolling way of talking.
A Wonderland thing, like he's not here.
Mm-hmm. It was sort of Jonathan Winters.
I'd love to have an hour of his best tape, just to enjoy.
I think he actually works in community theater.
Yeah,
He's,
I think that was more his
stuff like that.
used to standing in front of a bunch of guys with Bud Lights.
I still feel that sometimes. I'm very lucky because I've got to branch up in other things. But I was just working last week and. The club owner up in San Francisco, and the club owner is a really good friend of mine, a really big supporter. And, he comes up to me Friday, second show, and he just goes, I don't know, you seem really bored up there. I am. There, you get your writing spurts, and then you lock down into a great, and then for about a month you have this, and then you break it apart and you start writing other stuff.
Right.
Sometimes I want to ask you this because this is not for public consumption.
Yeah, what though?
It's like, I'm a professional comedian, and you are an amateur audience.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But they're always right. It's the Andrew Carnegie thing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doing this. I mean, when they said you want to come up and do it.
To my benefit as well, and when I found out it was yours, extra happy.
Great, because I pestered them to do it.
And I'm nervous about tomorrow night because I don't usually work theaters of that size, and that's not a snotty remark. That's just actual reality. Yeah. And therefore, I'm nervous about that. And I'm nervous because I'm doing 20 minutes, but 10 of it I've never done ever anywhere at all, ever. Great. And that's what's great. I love that shit.
Yeah.
If you can't write it and be sure of it, and you miss a few maybe, but most of it's there.
Well, didn't you used to try out stuff on the
and Ed Sullivan, and it's Night Show. It's Night Show always, but and Merv Griffin. I would waste a week, and the day before I would go down to my mother's kitchen, and I would write, okay, happy to be with him. What is he going to say this? The day before, because there's something in me, I think we all have it, the writer has, that tells me, oh, you've got a week. One side of me says you have a week. You should be working on this thing every day. There's another part of you that doesn't let you work because it says it's only going to take you a day and a half when you really fucking get started.
Your best tests have always been cram jobs.
Yeah, and you learn that after a while, and you trust the lackadaisical early period.
Well, the thing that got me in a lot of trouble was, this is actually a really big week for me. I'm here to interview you, but I wrote a pilot.
Yeah, I saw that you were.
I wrote a pilot for myself. And it's just like, they kept, well, you're going to wait for an official person to work with you, but in the meantime, keep working.
Yeah.
And I wrote it, and it got picked up. So they're going to make it. Great. And there's no other writer on it.
And you're here talking it up and selling it like.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to get made. I want to get it picked up, the series.
Yeah.
And it's on Fox, and I'm fucking thrilled.
Good,
but it was like having writer deadlines. You have to have the new draft, because I know Sam Simon really well. Now you're up here in Aspen. You're actually at the point now where you get to do specials about your specials.
That's right. Good point.
Tell us a little bit about what we're going to see this week.
Well, there is a special that'll air on Friday on HBO that we'll do tomorrow night. And it's a celebration of, as it were, my 40 years of comedy, 20 years on HBO. And what we're doing is the first 20 minutes are like a bunch of clips of old TV appearances, bridging from No Beard short hair, suit and tie, through the change, and a little bit into the early beard years. That's 20
early
minutes.
Beard years.
Yeah, then 20 minutes of that. And then
it's like a Lyndon Johnson biography. Just different volumes.
Well, Doris Kearns Goodwin should be here. And then secondly, I'm going to do 20 minutes on the stage. 10 of it is brand new. You'll like this, I've never done it before anywhere. I've written it carefully.
But tune in.
Tune in. And then another 10 minutes of things I've never done on video or CD, but they've been in the theater act for a while. So there's 20 minutes of that. And then Jon Stewart is going to interview me. It's kind of like a Q&A interview thing to fill out the hour. And that hour, I think, is called George Carlin 40 Years of Comedy.
That's great. Now, you're from Harlem.
Yeah, West Harlem. White Harlem, we used to call it.
Is it still White Harlem?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And you lived in New York. Harlem to Aspen. Not a big leap.
Doesn't mean a thing. No.
Do you find people are the same everywhere you go?
Oh, yeah. You got the tall ones. You got the ones you don't like. No, I didn't know where you were going with your question, and I'm really stupid and inarticulate and don't know what to say. No
Well,
answer.
let's go back and do it again.
Okay.
Because and maybe by this time I'll figure out where I'm going
What the
with
question
it as well.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George, Fudge, go.
Yeah, right. Those guys.
Yeah. You know, for a person that started out, was raised in Harlem, to now finding yourself celebrating your career in, of all places, Aspen.
Yeah.
I can't think of two more antithetical places than Harlem and Aspen.
Aspen, way too many whites.
Way too many whites.
Way too many whites. In fact, go around the world, way too many whites. Even though they're outnumbered, way too many. I can't wait until the brown and the black people begin showing up in the big war canoes to get their stuff back. Wouldn't that be fun? Isn't that going to be great? Because they're already showing up in England, you know. Or that colony stuff. The chickens are coming home to roost. Hey, the food stamp, man! The food stamp! They're all going back. And it'll happen because the big blue-eyed man from the north is going to have to pay the price.
That's right. If symbolically, we should all wear pilgrim suits.
Yes.
So you have your special coming up that you're doing this week. That is 20 minutes of material.
Some new stuff and
20
of look back. Yeah.
And then you're doing another hour in 1998.
Yeah, right.
1998.
That'll be called Lone Nut. George Carlin, Lone Nut.
Lee Harvey Carlin.
Yes, naming them is the most fun. Yeah, that'll be, and I might use a little of that 10 minutes we talked about. I might use that in there because I like it so much. It's about how full of shit everybody is in the whole country, and it names them all. So it's it didn't take a lot of writing, but but I'm so happy with it. I know I'll use it then too, and I'll do that show, and that'll be my 10th. That'll be my 10th HBO.
Well, but you intend to keep going?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that form. I want to do some Broadway stuff that is sort of a blend of regular stand-up, like what Lily, a little more toward Lily. In other words, a little motion on stage, some characters, a little staging, a little light thing. Not a lot at first, just enough to make it a step.
Right.
And show them some other flavors. That's all you ever want to do. And that also is just about showing off. Wait till you see this. I can also do this. And I've never used my characters. Really, I've used voices in the background, and when Al Sleet was one, and a couple of those guys, but I've never really gotten into the people that are living in here, the wonderful fucking people. Dana, you know, because your father was exactly like this.
Yes, it certainly did.
So I want to let them out, and I will. It's going to be fun.
Now, we first met, when I started out, I was 19 years old, and we met backstage at Springfield Symphony Hall.
Springfield? Mass.
Yeah. You don't remember that? No. Okay, let me refresh your memory.
Massachusetts.
Remember, and then there was a big fire backstage, and that beam fell on you, and I was the guy that pulled you out of the fire. Remember that?
Fuck you! No.
No. Yes. You remember the fire though. And then at the hospital, I was the only one with the matching blood type, and I had the life-saving transfusion. Oh, you're pulling my leg. Now you remember. Because then you were so grateful you had me live in your house. Remember, from 91 to 94, I was the guy down in the...
Can I go out of here? Can I leave?
I was the guy in the basement of your house. The black and white check tile.
Medic? Medic!
No, it happened. Well, it was... I didn't think you'd remember the concert, but I thought you'd remember the...
Am I hooked to something?
No, you can just go. It was me. I know where you live. Me. you know, you had your career. I'm still working on that.